Good morning, everyone. We are here with Elizer Jay, and we will ask him about scholarships. So we ran a poll earlier last week, and we asked what you guys would like to learn about, and it seems that everybody's interested about finding scholarships to study in Melbourne. So Jay here is currently on a Melbourne International Research Scholarship at the University of Melbourne, among others. The rest of his short profile will be on the comments on the description of the video, so you can just read that. Hi, Jay.
Hi, Ethel.
Good morning, or is it evening there?
Yeah, it's 7. It's past 7 now here. Yeah, in Canada. Yep.
Right. Let's jump to it immediately. So, first
Okay.
question. What was my first question? How did you find this particular scholarship that you
Mm-hmm.
currently hold? So, we're talking about the Melbourne International Research Scholarship. And what other
Mm-hmm.
ones do you currently have?
Okay. The other things that the other scholarships that I had, like the most recent ones, would be the DAAD, the Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst, or the German Academic Exchange Service Scholarship. I got the New York University Faculty First Look Scholarship. So those things. But for the MIRS and the MIFRS, or the Melbourne International Fee Remission Scholarships, I just found them at the University of Melbourne website. So it's just because I was really targeting Melbourne, the University of Melbourne. That's why I had to go and look for other possible ways of getting a scholarship aside from getting a government funded scholarship. So I went to the University of Melbourne website, looked at the scholarship sections, and I was so happy to find that there's this MIRS and MIFRS scholarships that are available for international students.
Research students, correct?
Yep.
This particular one is especially just for those who are pursuing research degree. So if you're doing a master's degree by research or a PhD,
Correct.
that's the one for you.
That's correct. Yeah.
Where else? So you mentioned that you have the DAAD and you have the First Look. I know you have other scholarships and academic fellowships that you had.
Yep.
For example, like for attending conferences and things like that.
Correct.
How do you look for those things?
Okay, so the first one that I had was, of course, same as what you've gotten before. That's a Fulbright scholarship. That one was back in the day. You look for a scholarship by looking at bulletin boards. So that's an old school kind of thing. But I think it still works. Even until this day, you just go to bulletin boards, check what's posted there. I think that still works. But what really works is a highly specific way of searching for scholarships, and that would be go to websites of organizations. For example, NYU FFL, for example, the faculty first look that I got, scholarship that I got recently, I just found it through Facebook by by joining a certain page of like Global Studies in Education page in the US. And then one time I was just browsing and a friend of mine liked it, and I think it came up just because of, I don't know, algorithms or something. It came up in my news feed, and I looked into it and applied for it and got it. Travel scholarships, for example, you could also get it from either organizations. So for example, this one, I'm attending the American Educational Research Association, and I got a travel grant also from Division L, that's Education Policy and Politics division. So they're also giving away some money for it. They're also and you find it in the website. There are also university-based travel grants that you can find in your departmental bulletin. That's the monthly email, for example, or you could find it from the university website. So this time it's really about searching for it in the internet and targeting certain organizations, your department, seeking immediate resources that you have in the university where you're currently enrolled at.
So it's a two-pronged approach, isn't it? So you purposely look for scholarship, and also there are some things that just get thrown your way accidentally, and you keep tabs on them. Perhaps
Correct.
when it's not the right time to apply yet. However, you'll save it among your links, and then
Yes.
you mark it on your calendar when the next run will be, and then you apply.
Correct.
Last question,
Correct.
probably one of the
Okay.
most important
Mm-hmm.
one will be three most important tips for applying to scholarships.
Okay, so I actually made a list. The first one is to work ahead to ensure that you are a scholarship material. That's the thing, because you don't get a scholarship simply because you want a scholarship. You have to deserve a scholarship in the first place. And most scholarships are merit based scholarships. So you have to have merit in the first place to get a scholarship. And how do you do that? You don't get a scholarship overnight. So what you do is you prepare for it ahead of time. It takes years to beef up your CV and to know what kind of scholarships, what country do you want to get into, what kind of scholarship do you want to get in the future, and you start tailoring the things that you're going to be doing in the next year or two to match the targeted scholarship. So it doesn't take just a month or a week to prepare for a scholarship application. It takes years for you to actually qualify for it. So you prepare your CV, the credentials, and everything for a long time. It doesn't take a day to get a scholarship. That's the first one. The second one, we've talked a bit about it earlier, and that's taking time to look and to prepare for it. And that means you have to know the deadlines. You keep tabs on all these deadlines. You put it in your calendar. Find a way to sort of remind you when the deadline is coming. So in my case, I have a reminder not when the deadline is when it's due, but like say 3 months or 6 months, and then I just do a repeat reminder of it. So like yeah, I just keep on like doing it repeat after a week or something in your phone, and then that's a way to do it. And then make searching and working for your applications like a full-time job if you have a lot of time, or say a lot a day to actually do it. Like a Friday would be a scholarship search day, just like what you do when you're applying for a job, like a Friday job search day or something. That's the second. And the third is to know the right people to help you. And that means, say, when you're applying for an admission scholarship, say at the University of Melbourne, I know it doesn't work that this way anymore. So like, but then it still helps, like looking for the right people to supervise you. And that means, sending emails to people who might be interested with the kind of work you're doing. Or asking previous supervisors, asking people that you've worked with previously, if they can recommend people who can help you get into, I mean, like, get a sort of a head start or a leverage to better compete with other people out there. So, and then tapping on your networks, like, so that's a thing, like knowing, I mean, asking people you've worked with before, or people who have gotten the scholarship that you're really targeting, like how did they do it, how did they get it, or like if you're, because there are a lot of insider information that you could get from these people who got these scholarships before, like what happens in an interview, what are the back doors that you could enter instead of like doing the typical one, like are there other ways to work around existing systems or structures in place. So three things: work ahead and to prepare for it, like ensure that you're a scholarship material. The second one is to take time to look for it and to search, to search and know the deadlines. And last is know the right people to help you and the kind of network that you can tap.
Wow, those are really great tips, Jay. So you've summarized them for me. I was going to summarize them again, but you just did that. But let me just add that I never really thought about setting a day for finding scholarships,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a very great tip. It's a
Mm-hmm.
serious endeavor. I mean, it's
Yeah.
people people probably don't realize how much work goes into applying for scholarship, but you just
Yeah.
summarized. I never really thought about putting in my calendar 6 months in advance. I think you're
Yeah.
way too advanced
Yeah,
I
yeah.
normally would have it in my calendar like 2 months at the most. Then
No, no, yeah.
I start nagging people, my references, like a month before the deadline, and then
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
occasionally remind them, hey, the deadline's coming in 3 weeks. Because that's the other thing, right? That's the other thing. You
Yeah,
can apply for scholarship, but if you need a reference letter,
correct.
they,
That's why.
and they don't submit for you, you kind of can't apply to that anymore.
Exactly.
You're disqualified from it. I guess.
Exactly. And yep. The thing is, like, for us academics and us scholars, this is what I noticed. We actually prepare the for next year in the current year. So it's
Correct.
like it's
Correct.
a whole
I
year of
hear,
preparation.
yes, yes. It's a really long, especially for academic scholarship that are, for degrees. I
Correct.
think, yeah, you're correct. It takes longer because you apply for the school, but
Mm,
the preparation for that takes more than 6 months. You're correct.
correct. Correct.
Maybe short-term scholarships are a little bit longer. I know for sure that I'm applying to um, one now that I
Mm-hmm.
prepared for, say, 4 months
Correct.
ago, that I applied
Yeah.
for just last month, and I prepared
Mm-hmm.
for it 2 to 3 months ago. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so thank you so much for your time. I think one last thing that I just want to add is that
Mm-hmm.
all of this preparation, it seems daunting, right? It seems daunting that it takes a lot of work, a lot of energy, but I think one of the most critical part about getting a scholarship is that you need to apply, because you'll never
Yes.
get a scholarship if you don't apply. And it's not a failure to not get the scholarship on the first, second, third, or even fourth try, because I think that every application makes you a bit better because you learn something
Correct.
from it. And you're allowed
Correct.
to, sometimes you're allowed to ask them for feedback, right? If you don't get the scholarship.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Some would tell you why you did not get the scholarship. Others will not tell you. But sometimes there are scholarship grantees that are or scholarship grants that tell you what went wrong in your application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what you could do to make it better without you even asking it. Sometimes they
Mm.
just send an email and they have feedback along
And those
with
are those are
listeners.
gems, right? Those are
Right.
gems that can help
Yeah.
you along. And as long as you do it in a respectful manner, I think there's nothing wrong with asking why you didn't
Mm-hmm.
get in. It's sort of like I always ask that. I want to find out what I can do better next time I apply,
Correct.
things like that.
Correct.
And they love that. And they'll probably remember, oh, there's this person
I
who's really
Yeah.
keen on applying. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Oh, wait. Can I just have one like
Sure,
really
of
quick
course.
reminder? It really pays sometimes to ask the question, like ask the contact person, the immediate person for the scholarship. Like if you're not sure, instead of like wasting your energy for something, if you're not sure, if you're really qualified, say there's a citizenship question, residency question, and things like that, you can actually just email the person and ask that person directly, this is my profile, these are my qualifications, but I'm not sure if I actually fit into the things that are listed in the scholarship application. And they will tell you the answer right away, instead of like, applying and then eventually wasting all your energy doing all these things. And in the end, you're not really qualified and you don't get the scholarship.
Right, that's
Yeah,
correct. So I guess it's communicating with them, right?
correct,
Communicating with
correct.
even before you submit. All right, so I guess that's it for today, Jay. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you back in Melbourne soon.
I miss Melbourne. See you.
Bye.
Bye.